What's up? So you may be asking where I am and what's going on. So today is a rest day, and the goal for the rest day today is my first day actually doing this, right? Obviously I've been resting for like once every week now, right? But today's like the first time I'm actually recording it. And so the goal, we're here outside this park so we can get some of that vitamin D and that fresh air on the rest day. Because I've had a bad habit of just rotting inside my rest days, and it's just not good. So the goal for today's video is mainly just to rest, just to stretch, right? Get that good blood flowing, because I haven't been stretching, I'm not gonna lie. But it's to also just yap. Big thing today though I want to talk about is the importance of starting your day off correctly. So we're gonna start off with my first stretch. We have the, touch your toes. We do a couple variations of these. It's really what we did in wrestling. So to start off with these, we'll go for a couple seconds. Really just try and feel that burn here in your calves. Sorry, in your lower hamstrings, you really want to feel that curve. Right? And then you put your right leg over your left foot, right over left. Come down, same thing. So where I want to start it off with today's topic was the importance of how you start your day. Because I woke up today, and now we're going to switch and do left over right. Started off with, I woke up around 8 and I just stayed in bed. I did get up earlier to go pray because, I'm supposed to pray before a certain time. But I woke up and prayed, went to sleep for 2 hours. Then I went straight to the phone, started scrolling. Now we're going to do a slide in the middle. And waking up and scrolling isn't really that good for you. It's not a good way to start your day. You're exposed to a lot of stuff on social media, you're exposed to a lot of things, and it just leads to a bad start to your morning. Now we're going to do one of my favorite movements. It's called the sumo squat. You get in like this horse stance and you squat down and you want to keep your heels on the ground. I really love the sumo squat. Sumo. It's probably one of my favorite movements. It's a great movement. It really, really opens your hips. You can even put pressure against your knees to open it more. Great movement. What else are we gonna do? Another stretch we could do. What if we haven't done it's still standing up? I think we'll just switch to the floor. My phone's about to turn off. Oh no, it's just super bright. Okay, we'll just start with lunges. Right in front of the other. Just lean. You really want to, you can feel that up here and I think hip flexors. But anyway, I woke up, started doom scrolling for like 30 minutes. Then I took my sister to school. My plan was to record this video when I got back, right around like 9ish. And the problem is that as soon as I got back home, switch legs. As soon as I got back home, I went straight to my phone and I started, just scrolling again. And I just thought it was like 9:30 by this point. I was like, okay, I'll go out at 10. 10 rolls around. I'm like, okay, I'll go out at 10:30. 10:30 rolls around, I have to pick her up again. And the goal is to do it before I pick her up so I can get it earlier because it's really hot right now. Alright, I'm gonna go back to this leg, but this time, same lunge, but we're gonna take our right hand, so right foot, we're gonna go underneath, and we're gonna try and grab our own foot. I forgot what this is called. I think it's called athletic stretch. If you really wanna get that nice, ooh, yeah, this is good. But overall, right, the stuff you see on social media and the things you do in the morning really set the tone for the rest of the day. That's why on my lifting days, I'm usually in a better mood, or at least I've noticed I'm in a better mood, and I feel like I've been productive because I actually got up and I worked out. And even though on rest days, you're not really working out, I can't really do that good on this one. It's still like, even though today is supposed to be a rest day, it's still like, I still feel like I haven't done anything productive because I've just been rotting in bed. And so, that's why we're here, recording this content so I can stretch. Next up, I'm gonna take off my shoe for this one. we're gonna put my knee here. I'm trying to remember how to do this one. We just did, okay. No, we're gonna switch, sorry. Put the shoe back on. I'm taking off my shoe as like a knee pad because I'm on concrete right now. It's kind of hurting my knees. So, knee down, right leg forward lunge. You want to grab your own foot from behind like this. You want to lean. This is a really good one for the hip flexors again. This is probably my favorite one. I love this stretch a lot. All right, let's switch legs. All right, now switching shoes. Grab your own foot. Ooh. That was deep. Grab your own foot, stretch. You know, be careful not to pull anything. Your stretching is just like lifting. You never want to ego lift. You don't ever ego stretch, where you know, pull something. Okay. Now we're gonna do butterfly, or sit on your butt. Bring your legs up here. Start off with flapping them first, and you really want to emphasize, like people when they say butterfly, they'll usually just do the small ones. I want nice, deep, like flaps like this one. You know, you really feel them here in your hips again. The reason why I do a lot of these hip movements is because of wrestling. Wrestling is it's hip focused for sure. You want to have nice, loose, and flexible hips. Right, now you want to try and push your knees to the ground. Really, really, really try and get your knees to touch the ground. I'm gonna lean forward, try and bring your head to your toes. Okay. What are some other stretches? I don't want to stretch. I made the mistake by stretching on concrete when I should be doing it on grass. But it's like super humid right now in Houston. It's super humid. It's super hot. And all the bugs, you can hear them. All the bugs are out. There's literally a spider web underneath the bench I'm recording on. But, let's see, what else could we do? Oh yeah. I don't know how to describe them. It's like 90 degree angles, so get your legs at a 90-degree angle like this. You just want to go over like that, twist, go over like that, twist. These are also really good for your hips. A lot of these are just for your hips. Over and twist. Get the sitting and reach your toes like that. But anyway, back to the topic at hand. There are a lot of ways to, beat waking up and scrolling, because doom scrolling is a bad habit of mine, and I'm sure it's a bad habit for a lot of you guys as well. I've been trying to cut that forever, trying to stop doom scrolling. So what I think I'm gonna start doing now is just start putting my phone in the mornings, right? Because if you're already in bed, your bed is like, it's a safe space, right? Your bed is where you can sleep and be unbothered, and it's a place of rest. You sleep in your bed, right? When you're in your bed, you're not doing anything difficult. Most people, they try not to do their homework in bed. They try not to do anything productive in bed, right? And if you end up doing it in bed, you realize that you're either going to be super procrastinative. You're going to procrastinate a lot while you're doing your work in bed, or you're just not going to get any work done, right? Because I guarantee you, if I'm on my bed doing work and I have my laptop on my lap, I'm probably going to end up watching a show or watching a YouTube video or just doing something unproductive, right? And so, that's why at school they give you desks, right? They give you desks at school. Actually, that's bull. Don't. That's crazy talk. But that's why most people, right, they have a desk in their room, right? Because you shouldn't be spending all day in bed, right? If you spend all day in bed and then you try and go to sleep, your brain is still in that work mode mindset, and like trying to go to bed becomes difficult. So not only does doing your work outside of bed end up leading to better sleep at night, but it also helps you stay more focused, right? So this goes back to the doom scrolling thing. If you wake up and the first thing you do is doom scroll in bed, you're gonna be less inclined to get out of bed, less inclined to get up and do something, right? Now, the reason why it's so easy to end up doom scrolling first thing in the morning is that everyone's phone is in your bed. Now, I know this is gonna sound blasphemous and sound crazy, but if you put your phone on like a desk far away from your bed where you have to get up to turn off the alarm, you're already out of bed. And that's like half the battle. Half the battle is getting up and turning off the alarm, right? If you can turn off the alarm while you're already in bed, then you're screwed. That's why it's so easy to snooze, and that's why it's so easy to like just procrastinate waking up. So if you put your phone away from your bed in the morning, then you'll get up easier, because you have to physically get up to turn off the alarm. You're already standing, your blood's already flowing, and by then most people, they're like, well, I'm already up, I might as well go and do something else, right? You know, most people, they don't get out of bed until they have to use the restroom. That's the truth, right? So if you put your bed, yeah, and it's easier. I think it's actually harder for people with bunk beds. I sleep on a bunk bed, I sleep on the top bunk. If my phone, I feel like, we'll do this experiment tomorrow, right? But if I feel like if my phone was on the floor, right, or on the ground, then I'd have to not only get out of bed, but I'd have to climb the ladder down, and that's like, that wakes you up, right? Once, I don't know about y'all, but once I'm out of bed, I don't want to get in bed until, like, getting in and out of bed with a bunk bed is like so annoying. If I'm in bed, I'm gonna stay in bed. If I'm out of bed, I'm gonna stay out of bed. So, you know, that's something one could do. And then I'd also recommend planning your day the nights before. What I was doing for a few weeks, what I think I was doing last week or the week before, what I would do is that I take a journal, and I would journal my plan for the following day, goals I'd have for the following day, things I want to get done, just different things like that to have, like, you know, have a productive day. And then at night, I'd look over the journal and I'd cross off the things I got done. And even though I only did it for a few days, I really enjoyed that, and I want to get back to doing that. So it's something I would definitely recommend doing, definitely marking down your goals for the following day on a journal, and just you know, keeping up with your progress. You can also use the journal at night as part of a nighttime routine to help get your mind ready for bed. If you can, like, get your mind ready for bed, it makes it easier. You get yourself in a mindset. If you spend all day on your phone, right, that's what you do while you're awake. And if you do it right before bed, your brain you can't shut off your brain like that. Your brain doesn't turn off, right? You have to ease into it. That's why when people, they go to sleep at night, some of them, they'll take a shower, then they'll stretch. If you hear a lot on YouTube, they'll do their journaling as well. They have a routine. They have a nighttime routine, right? They'll brush their teeth. They have their skincare routine. They have these routines that they do before bed, right? And ideally, you want to stop using your phone about 30 minutes before bed. And that's how you end up, you know, you cut off that blue light activation, so that way your brain, your hormones, right? Your hormones are activated with light. And so that's why you often hear people say, as soon as you wake up in the morning, try and get some sunlight, because it wakes you up better. The sunlight contains stuff that activates your certain hormones that make you wake up. And blue light emulates that hormone. And so if you're using blue light at night while the sun's already down, you're gonna end up staying awake because it's messing up your hormones. That's why people have red light filters, and they turn on their red lights or red LEDs, or they have like these filters on their phone where it blocks out all the blue light, or they'll read before bed, right? Reading before bed, there's no blue light because it's a physical book, and they have their lamp. Most lamps are never white. Most lamps are usually yellow, and that reduces the amount of blue light. So I'm just covered. There's so many bugs and just stuff flying around near me. But anyway, that's the main thing I want to talk about in today's video. Just making sure you start your day right and finishing your day right, and just making sure that you recover, because recovery is half of training. You can train hard all you want, but if you're not recovering good, your training is for nothing. Right? A lot of people say that a good physique and a good athlete is like 80% diet and 10, not a good athlete, but I think a healthy body is like 80% diet and 20% like working out, right? I used to, I think last year, I'd work out almost every single day, twice a day sometimes. And, you know, I wasn't recovering good though. I was barely sleeping. I wasn't counting my protein. I was just counting calories, and I was losing weight, but I wasn't strong, right? I remember when I was fat, my PR bench when I was fat was like 165 or something. And, I was 260 pounds, I could bench 160. And I think there's a video of me somewhere squatting 335 or squatting 315. And then I come back to school 200 pounds, right? I'm 60 pounds lighter. And now I can barely bench, not even bench, I could not bench 135. That's a plate on each side. I could not bench that. And then we were squatting. I remember I hit 335 for squat, but then I could only do 315 for one rep. And so, you know, it's really, really important that you're recovering good, because you could lose weight and you could, man, I'm just being so irritated. All these bugs and all these, it's hot, I'm sweating. We'll just quickly end it real quick, but you know, it's very important that you recover, because that's part of being in shape. It's part of being a good athlete. Recovery is all of it. So make sure that you're stretching, opening your hips, making sure you're eating good. Catch y'all later.